Hey guys, this is Leo once again here. Welcome to another Music Tip Tuesday. Today I have the beautiful Orlando downtown background here. Hello to my Orlando people. So today I want to talk about music theory. Is it worth learning it, right? What's the big deal about music theory, right? First of all, if I make reference to some of the most famous, most influential players, some of the people that we really like and we love their music. Some of them don't even know any music theory or care for it at all, and they still ripped it. So there's a thing as far as focusing on actually being a great performer. Now, here's my 2 cents on music theory. I think you should learn it, not so much in the context of becoming a technician or an incredible, amazing, perfect musician, but rather in the concept of communication. So let me explain that. I've seen amazing classical musicians who can read music and they can play you anything. But at the same time, some of them can actually not, they don't have much creativity as far as composing, or they're not really compelled to compose or write or anything, or improvising. So there needs to be a balance. It's good to have some technical knowledge, but at the same time, it's good to also feel it. Ultimately, music comes down to feeling, which is why people like Jimi Hendrix were amazing, because they were pure feeling, right? Not so much technicality. The one thing about learning music theory in the context of not so much a technician, but a musical technician, and that's kind of my term for it, it's more about in the context of communication. If I know music theory, that allows me to communicate better my ideas, not only to the world, but also to other musicians. In the end, right, if you play with other musicians, being able to put things in a context that everyone can understand is very important, right? If I can tell a group of musicians, hey, we're going to do this song, it's in C minor, right? That already gives us a starting ground, and it helps everybody to communicate and create on the foundations of music theory. So that's the power of music theory to me more than anything. Because if you think about it, music is a language, just like math, just like English, just like Spanish or any other language, but it just happens to be exclusively for musicians. So if you learn the musician's language, you can speak to them more clearly and more accurately. So that's really where I encourage you to learn music theory, more than so that you can super sight read everything or be perfect, a perfect machine of music. Is more about how you can communicate. Also, if you're thinking about licensing or composing, music theory is fundamental and necessary. So the more music theory you learn, is the better. Can you play and be successful without knowing any music theory? Yes, you can. It's not as easy. It's a little more cumbersome, but you can. There are many musicians, like I said, that go around without knowing music theory and they're successful. However, the more you know, the more you learn, the more you have in your arsenal to communicate better, to be more effective. It's hard to sometimes understand a teacher when they're teaching you music theory, but remember, there are a lot of private teachers out there. You can go to any Samash or Guitar Center or many places, moms and pops, where you could learn from a person music theory. And it's cool because sometimes when you learn from specific people, you learn their tricks and tips to learn music theory. Also, there are a lot of resources available online that are free. For my Orlando people today, I'm actually going to share a couple of resources you can actually use if you have an Orange County library card. And even if you don't have the library card, you can still use those resources, maybe not for free, but for a very reasonable price. The first one is lynda.com. The link is right there. That is an awesome resource you can use if you have a library card from Orange County in Orlando. It's an amazing resource, and you could go beyond music theory into music software and other things. So definitely recommend it. And then the other resource I want to talk about is Artist Works, and I'm also going to put the link right there. That's another wonderful place where you can basically have music lessons for free, and from really good musicians, instructors. And like I said, whether you like to learn from online or from a person, Like, I personally like to learn from people, but if you like the video tutorials, you can do it that way. And I'm sure you can find a lot of stuff on YouTube for free. But the biggest piece of advice here is, the more music theory you can learn, the better communicator you'll be. Remember, music ultimately is about sharing and communication. At least that's the way that I feel about it, right? It only makes sense to learn the language of the musicians so that you can share with them also and communicate with them also. All right, so that's all I got for today on music theory, for the Music Tip Tuesdays. If you have questions, or if you want to leave me some replies or comments, feel free. Definitely let me know. Like I said, this is a space where I share some of my experiences. Like I said, it's not the absolute truth. It's just what I've seen, and I just share it, hoping that this could be of use, of benefit to anyone out there. So please reply, comment. Also, if you want, click on my website so you can hear some of my material and some of the things I have coming up. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next Music Tip Tuesday.